Alright family, what if I told you something like a box of Hamburger Helper is tied to one of the most creative slave escapes in history?
Huh?
It's February 12th, time for more Black Excellence during Black History Month. Alright, for today's subject, we are going to talk about the one Mr. Henry Box Brown. If you don't know, you're about to know. Henry Brown was born on the Hermitage Plantation in Louisa County, Virginia around 1816. And at the age of 15, after his owner's death, he would actually be sent off to work for his late owner's son in Richmond, Virginia in a tobacco factory. In this area, some years later, he would actually meet and go on to marry another slave named Nancy around 1836, and they would go on to have 3 kids together. Throughout their marriage, Nancy would have 3 owners, and the third owner actually charged Brown $50 to keep her from ever being sold away. However, in August of 1848, that owner would still go on to sell Nancy as well as the 3 kids. And Brown would plead to his own owner to purchase the family, but his owner drastically refused. It was after this traumatic event that Brown came to the revelation that he needed to escape slavery, and he would do so by coming with the idea of hiding in a wooden box and posing as dry goods. He was 5'8" and approximately 200 pounds, so around that time having a box that would do this would be kind of tough. His friend James Smith, a free black man, would actually go on to introduce him to Samuel Smith, no relation, a white shoemaker and gambler in the area, and Brown would actually pay Sam Smith $86 to help him out with this idea. They would then enlist the help of John Matner, a black carpenter, who would build the box and make sure it was lined with baize lining, air holes, a container of water, and hickory straps. While doing this, Sam Smith would actually correspond with abolitionist James McKim in Philadelphia in order to receive a corresponding address to send the box. And to ensure success of the plan, Brown would actually burn his hand with sulfuric acid the day before. This way he could justify getting the day off. Then, at 4 a.m. on March 23rd, 1849, already in the box, Brown's friends would load him onto the wagon and send him on his way for the journey. It was a 27-hour trip, and cramped in such a small box with such little supplies, Brown would actually almost die on this journey. He would arrive at the Anti-Slavery Committee's office on North 5th Street in Philadelphia, where the abolitionists, including McKim, were waiting for him. And upon being freed, although he almost died, Brown would recall his trip as a resurrection from the grave of slavery. And moving forward, he would become a celebrity touring the abolitionist lecture circuit while speaking to the horrors of slavery as well as his escape. He actually fled to England in 1850 due to the implementation of the Fugitive Slave Act, but he would return in 1875 and would continue touring on the abolitionist lecture circuit. Afterwards, in the early 1880s, he and his family would move to Ontario, and then he would move to Toronto in 1886. It's there that he would pass away on June 15, 1897. And in honor of Mr. Brown's creative escape, here's today's quote. "Black people always find a way in the most miserable circumstances. If we didn't, we'd have been exterminated by the white man a long time ago." Colson Whitehead.